Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Thursday evening. It's almost Friday, y'all. Hold on. Talk about several different things this evening. There is hope. There is hope in young people. I want to explain a little bit of hope, at least. All right. Also, I want to talk about being on guard, extra situational awareness right away, y'all. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm also going to give some thoughts about Tucker Carlson interviewing Vladimir Putin. All right. And I have a very good verse that I'm going to share towards the end of the video. I think it will give you a lot of encouragement, so you definitely want to stay tuned for that. All right. First, hope. Hope. I saw this story. We were watching this story. I think we watched it or read about it. I can't remember. Mrs. Dawg and I last night. But in Connecticut, and y'all might have heard about this, I'm not sure. Somewhere in Connecticut, in a high school, this happened at a high school. Don't remember which one. Anyway, I guess the administration had decided, or the school board, I'm not sure who, had decided to, under pressure, worldly pressure, I guess you could say, decided to install tampons in the boys' restroom. Now, this was at the high school, but also they had this covered grades 3 through 12. So starting as early as third grade, y'all, that's sick, all the way up through high school, grade 12. So in every school, now this one particular high school, they installed them in the boys' restroom. It lasted only minutes, y'all. They said it only lasted a few minutes, and some students came in and took care of things and removed. Let's just say they removed them quickly. Now, it didn't say how many, who, whatever, but they they took care of it pretty fast. And that's what we should be doing, y'all. That's the way it was done back in the day, too. I mean, if there was a problem like that, or somebody was acting stupid, like or anything like that, we just took care of it. A lot of times the teachers didn't even get involved. No police involved, no needed. We just took care of the situation. All right. And that was it. And it wasn't a problem anymore. That's just the way it works. All right. But there is hope. I mean, when I heard that story, I'm like, all right, somebody stood up and took action. Now, the administration, the principal was like, this shouldn't have happened. And, we're very disappointed, blah, blah, blah. The students have more sense than this principal. Sick, man. Good for them. Good for the kids. Good job. That's what I say. Good job. Anyway, all right. It looks like, on to other things. I'm going to shift gears here, y'all. Stay with me. It looks like the Supreme Court, at least what I read earlier this afternoon, or late this afternoon rather, that the Supreme Court is leaning towards striking down this attempt from Colorado to leave Trump off the ballots. It looks that way. I mean, I would hope. I mean, the people should decide. Can we not get back to a constitutional republic? That would be nice. That would be nice. The people should decide who they want for president. Now, this is not an endorsement necessarily on the man. I'm just saying he's leading all the polls. He's the candidate, of course, for the Republicans. Um, the people should decide as opposed to other state officials or judges for that matter. I mean, he hasn't been convicted of anything. There's that. So that was encouraging. Now, there's other states that are trying to do this. Maine, California, and I heard Hawaii was trying to do it, y'all. And that's just telling because it's like that just shows the fear and desperation. I think it's very telling. Share your thoughts on that one. Be on guard, y'all. I saw this story now. Granted, this is in New York City, but I'm sure this happens in a lot of big cities and even smaller ones. New York City, I saw where the story where there was a robbery. This more than a robbery. They mugged this lady. Now, this was on the Upper East Side now, in a upscale neighborhood, uh, upscale neighborhood of New York City. And they say that this lady, and there was a little video attached to it that I saw, but it was a man and a woman that just went up and mugged this lady and tried to. They took her purse. They took her purse. They took a cell phone. Was rifling through the purse trying to grab stuff. And I think that's when they got her cell phone too, and trying to get money and whatever. She was trying to fight back. I mean, she was outnumbered. The only reason it didn't escalate more from there is a hotel doorman saw what was going on and came out and helped her, and the offenders, the thieves, ran off. But it also said in this neighborhood that women have just stopped wearing jewelry altogether. They've stopped wearing jewelry, especially while shopping and even walking their dogs, going out for a walk. Is that sad or what? I think that's probably something we should all think about, no matter where we live, no matter where we're going, shopping, especially going out running errands. It doesn't matter. Watch what jewelry you're wearing. I've long stopped wearing the wedding ring, the like a gold wedding ring. We wear the silicone, the ones that if you lose it, it's no big deal. They cost like $2. But I would just be careful in that. Even your clothes, don't look too flashy. Try to wear stuff that attracts attention. I think that's important nowadays, and just to be extra on guard, because as it looks like by the day here in this country, crime is just increasing exponentially. The police are pinned down. The police, it seems to me like, I'm a supporter of the police, okay, but it seems like the only time I see police out there now is they're just trying to catch people speeding, especially in these speed traps, and they're just racking up money hand over fist. I saw where the county we live in here, uh, they made over $1 million just on the speeding tickets in the school zones. And it was like, well, it's a little down from that now because people are slowing down. Oh, darn. Man, how about trying to catch some people that are doing crap, man? You know, how about that? How about trying to do something about the crime, like the real crime? And heaven forbid you get, especially around here, you get on I-85 around Metro Atlanta, I-285, even up close to where we live. It's it's the Daytona 500 out there. Nobody pulling anybody over out there unless there's a wreck, and that's when you see a cop. So I say all that to mean that they're doing other stuff, and you're on your own. We're on our own out there. So, and I watched, I've been reading, I've been watching some other videos, especially about self-defense and just awareness in general. And they were talking about how it's been proven, and with interviews of convicts and thieves and all this stuff, and people who have been on the other side, on that side of the law, that in every case, these the predators are going to be looking for people who are vulnerable. All right, a woman walking alone, maybe. But even with that in mind, they said the more that what, and they asked these people, that were convicts and convicted of theft and just assault, all kind of stuff. What made you, what kind of person did you avoid? What made you not want to attack somebody and try to pick somebody else? And almost every person said, if somebody, the people that we avoid trying to attack are people that look like they're carrying themselves well. They look like they can take care of themselves, or they're walking with a purpose. They're moving. They know where they're going, and they're aware. They're looking around. They looked at me. They saw me. They put their eyes on me. We're not going after that person. We're going after the person who's just distracted, who looks vulnerable, who's not paying attention, and looks like an easy target. So you don't want to look like an easy target. With all that said, you still might have to defend yourself. However, you're ahead of the game if you do these things and keep these things in mind. Try not to call attention to yourself. Almost kind of like going gray, blending in and keeping it moving. Okay. So try to keep these things in mind. I know when I see people drive these flashy cars and these wild colors, and I'm like, when I was younger, I you know I thought that was pretty cool. I used to have an old red Mustang, fire engine red, y'all. It was like calling the police, come pull me over. But back then I didn't think about that. I was in my 20s, my mid 20s. I thought it was cool. I thought I was cool. I really did. And of course, I didn't have it too long. I'm like, nah, I gotta get rid of this. Thing's costing me too much money anyway. But anyway, think about all this. Your jewelry and just being aware. Okay, no matter where you are, can happen anywhere, y'all. Let's just try to amp that up now. I think we're gonna need to. Okay. All right. Tucker Carlson. He is interviewing, or has already probably interviewed, Mr. Putin, president of Russia, and I think he actually did it like, I don't know. As I record this, it's almost 8 o'clock. I think it was at 6 o'clock Eastern time, and it's 8 o'clock here right now at Eastern time. So he's already done it. It looked like about a 2-hour interview, and I haven't watched any of it yet. I'm going to watch it and give you my thoughts on it. I just haven't had time since 6 o'clock to watch any of it. I saw where he posted it and it looked like it was 2 hours. I don't have time to review it all right now. However, just some thoughts on him actually doing it and deciding to do it. It is a bit risky for him. I mean, think about it. Tucker Carlson is this guy he's made his millions. He's made millions and millions. He doesn't have to do this. He doesn't have to take the risk. He's got family. He's got kids. So I think that says something about him, that he's willing to go out on this huge limb. Now, granted, this pulls this off, and it could just superstar him even more. Now, of course, however, yeah, it's a little risky. Can you imagine how much he is being spied on right now by both sides? He's probably being spied on. He's probably got bugs and people listening to all his conversations for months now on both sides, from the United States and Russia. I mean, he's getting double spied. He's getting piled on, man. But what I find almost amusing is how the left is losing their minds on this guy, going over there and doing it. Now, if it had been some popular other celebrity or something going and doing it, they'd probably love it. They'd probably not say a word about it. But since it's Tucker Carlson, they're having a cow over this. I mean, and that tells you something right off the bat, right there. I mean, they're losing their minds over it. Why? Why are they losing their minds? Why are they panicking about this? Well, we might hear some truth. I mean, granted, I'm not saying Putin is a wonderful man. I mean, obviously, the guy is like a gangster, of course. However, he's a strong leader. I mean, we'll say what you will about him. I mean, but excuse me. But I think why the left, another reason they're losing it so much, they can't control the narrative. They can't control this information. They only want you to hear what they want you to hear. That's their mouthpiece of the mainstream media. So here's this renegade. Here's Tucker going out, just going to Moscow. I'm going to interview the guy. I mean, that's cool. I mean, more power to him. So we may hear another point of view other than this Zelensky character who's been pushed in our face for like, what, 2 years or so. I mean, who is this guy anyway? I mean, they made him out to be some celebrity star. I mean, whatever. And, so they don't want you to be a critical thinker and actually make up your mind for yourself and watch something and decide for yourself whether the guy's full of dog squeeze. He might be full of dog squeeze. He probably is on certain things. However, we still want to hear his side. What's wrong with listening? Even if, we consider him the enemy, still listen to him. Let him talk. Ask him some questions, I remember when, and presidents should do that too. Presidents should meet with these people. Why not? There's that saying of keep your enemies close, for a reason. I remember back in the day when Reagan had those talks with Gorbachev. I think it was in the mid 80s, the height of the Cold War. I can't remember exactly when, but I think they met in person for several days. I remember watching kind of watching the coverage a little bit. I think it was in Iceland, I believe. Now, Cold War prepper, if you're watching, remind me. I believe it was in Iceland where they met. And they met for several days talking about, the nuclear arms and new treaties and all this stuff. And there was so much tension back then, if you remember. Most of you probably do that watch this channel. But there was the tension had just been building and building and building. And a lot of people were just afraid. Their nuclear war was a big threat then, just as it is now, probably more now. But after those meetings, things really calmed down, or seemed, at least the perception is it really did calm down a bit. And there was some common ground found between Reagan and Gorbachev, and they had mutual respect. Now, they didn't agree on everything, of course, but there was a mutual respect right there. You could tell. And they walked together, and they would talk a lot, and they found some commonalities there. You just don't know until you meet with the person. I mean, anyway, okay, I've rambled on. All right, I'm gonna go to the verse, y'all. It is a good one, good one, good one. It is. It's actually a couple of verses. It is from Micah. It is Micah chapter 7, starting in verse 18. It says, "Who is a God like you, who pardons sin and forgives the transgression of the remnant of his inheritance? You do not stay angry forever, but delight to show mercy. You will again have compassion on us. You will tread our sins underfoot and hurl all of our iniquities into the depths of the sea," y'all. I got to read that one again. Hurl, I love that word, hurl, anyway. Hurl all our inequities into the depths of the sea, y'all. He doesn't stay angry forever. Yes, he's a jealous God. I kind of like that, though. He wants us. He wants the relationship. And when we ask for forgiveness, when we repent and turn from sin, people throw it in the sea and forget it. They're forgotten. We just have to keep that in mind and keep that relationship, keep our walk with our Lord going. Keep it strong, keep in the Word, keep praying. And just like Stephen says, Stephen from Arkansas, stay close to Jesus. All right. Stay safe out there. Be on guard. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.